Welcome to the Path You Take podcast, where the path you take is a path you make. My name is Mohammed Rashid, and today I'm joined by respected brother Mahdi Askarzadeh. Brother, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
How are you? How's everything?
Pretty good. Thank you so much for having me here.
It's a pleasure having you. So, just want to get started right away and just ask, so what is it exactly you do?
I'm an architect by profession, and I have a couple more designations. For example, before I became an architect, I was a professional quantity surveyor, which pretty much we estimate the project, and pretty much we predict the future. If you build, for example, a hospital, so we go through the estimating process, and pretty much we come up with a cost, and we call it the estimators. Then afterward, I became an architect, and now I'm a certified professional as well. We call it CP. I'm conducting inspection behalf of all the cities in Lower Mainland.
MashaAllah.
And also I'm teaching at the BCIT, part-time studies architecture program.
So extensive experience, mashallah. So that's amazing where you began one place and then you kind of developed into a new position and also into teaching as well now. But where did this all start? So where did the journey begin?
When I was teenagers, my dad used to work in the architectural office as an accountant. And when I came to Canada as an immigrant, actually I finished my high school when I came here because of my English and was my second language. They told me I have to go back to school.
Wow.
And the high school graduation that I had, they said is not valid anymore, so I have to go back to the school and repeat certain courses. So I went back to night school, and I started from grade 9. I did English grade 9 and then English grade 10. And I repeated all the main courses, for example, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and I think I did almost 10 courses from grade 10 to grade 12, the main courses that BCIT needed for architectural program. So yeah, when I was started when I was a teenager, I had a passion to become an architect because I was looking at the drawings at the time, and I had the opportunity to apply to BCIT. So when I applied, when I did all my courses, and it took me about 4 years to finish from pretty much do all the prerequisites of the.
So you pretty much redid your whole high school journey once again.
Exactly.
And was that being done while you were fully equipped with the English language? As you said before, you were an immigrant. So
no, I did a test, ESL test.
Okay.
And they said my English will fit within grade 9 at the time. And when I came here, actually, I got married right away.
Right away. Okay.
And there was a challenge to do these courses at night. So during the day, I was working full time, and I was doing a night school from 6:30 to 9:30 every day, 5 days a week. And I was kind of upgrading my high school courses, and took me about 4 years. It was a challenge, but Alhamdulillah, I was determined, and I got a great help from my wife. So she helped me a lot. She was actually a student at the time as well. But I finished all these courses, and I applied to BCIT architectural program, and I got rejected once because they needed A+ mark for English grade 12. So all my other courses like physics and math, they were like 97, 98. But my English grade 12, at that time there was a provision exam. So I think 60% was from the course, and then 40% you had to do a provincial exam. So I had to repeat English 12 one more time. So alhamdulillah got over 85, 86, and I got into BCIT architectural program. I did a diploma there, and I did a degree there, and I had the opportunity to apply for the master's architecture program, and I graduated from Bath University in with a master's degree in School of Architecture.
MashaAllah.
And from there, I applied for AIBC, which is Architectural Institute of Technology of BC, and I got registered as an architect. And I didn't stop there because once you're an architect, then you have to kind of work with the cities and apply for a building permit and all that. So the firm that I'm working right now, they said they're willing to pay the cost and become a CP, which is certified professional. And believe it or not, for almost 6 months, I locked myself in my basement. I was working during the day, and when I was coming home, I was just locked myself in. And my wife and my kids, they were bringing food, so I was studying for 6 months. Even weekends, I wasn't going out.
You're in your own table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, I took the test, and the passing rate is about 20%.
Yeah.
So it was pretty tough test, but alhamdulillah now for projects, new projects, new construction, we don't have to go through the city. So you can apply for building permit, for example, if you're building hospital or a big project, the city says, okay, you have to hire a CP now. So because of my background in estimating, I can do an estimate on the project, do a costing, and then inspect the project. And
You expedite the whole process.
yeah, I'm. They call me a doctor of building, so I'm pretty much for each of these designation, you can open your own firm.
Okay.
So for example, the professional quantity surveyor, you can open your own firm and then do estimating. For architect, you can open your own firm. Do an architecture. For CPs, that my friends actually they graduated, they all have their own firm. And I wish I was a bit younger. So it's I think it's not too late for anything, but I think at this time of life, it's not a good time for me to open my own firm. So that's why I'm just working with existing firm.
Your whole story is inspiring, mashallah. From the beginning to the end. I can see how passionate you are about this, especially as a career path. Redoing all those courses again, and then overcoming rejection as well. Because many people, they get rejected, they lose all motivation, and sometimes they go, you work at McDonald's per se or somewhere else, right? They say education is not for me. But that persistence to overcome that, amazing. But one thing I want to touch base again, as you said before, you're doing night school and you're married, mashallah, everything, alhamdulillah. But how did you finance your education besides working full time, as well as, studying full time? You had a family to take care of. So how did you go about financing it?
So, of course, for the first 4 years when I was doing the night school, upgrading my courses, I was working full time, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
And also Saturday, Sundays as well.
Okay.
And so I was super busy. Monday to Friday, I was working. And then my wife, she was also, as I said, she was working on Saturday, Sundays. She was studying at SFU at the time. So it wasn't easy. But every day when I was waking up, I pretty much set my goals for that week. And I was determined for my goal. I knew when I came to this country that it's not easy to become somebody. So I came with a couple of my friends. They were working at fast food and superstores, and they were telling me don't go to a school now. First, save some money, buy a car or something, then go to a school. But I decided to go to a school right after I came. I remember when I was at the airport, they handed me a package, and one of them was the job finding club and high school education and all that. So I remember that I think the second day or third day, I didn't start calling these guys to find a job and then asking questions how to do my education and all that. So I think uh, setting up your goals is very important, and you want to know what profession or what job or what's your passion to become in life. So it's very important to know it on yourself. Don't be unsure in life, like what should I become, or don't look at the market. Of course, you can look at the market, but uh, I mean, you have to know when you're going to a school, or you have to know your passion. You have to know your kind of what you're loving for doing when you become when you finish your school. So as I said, my passion was to become an architect. Actually, I wasn't sure first become an architect or structural engineer. So a structural engineer is more about numbers and design, concrete and steel. But when you become an architect, it's more you have a freedom of designing, creating shapes, creating buildings, and you're talking to the owner directly, and then you're talking to engineers and consultants.
More artistic.
Yeah, so
Creative and all.
exactly. I always give this example when you a person standing in front of the artist, like kind of guiding people how to do music. So architect is something like that. So you're telling the engineers and other ones like how you build a building. So I think this is really important to become an architect, and then you can uh, talk to the owner, and because of my background in estimating and all that, so asking them how much is your budget, and then you design that building, and you're not gonna design over budget as well.
Mashallah, that's good.
But to get into the financial part, you asked me, student loan, of course.
Yeah.
Um, my wife and I, she graduated from SFU, and then she did another major, from nursing, and I studied 8 years. So in combined, we both got a student loan,
Yeah.
and we end up about $160,000 student loan.
Oh my.
So the other, like how it's paid off now,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah. So actually, we paid it off the way when I came to Canada after two years.
Yeah.
When I was working somewhere, and I saw a developer actually selling apartments on an empty lot. So I was wearing a blue shirt, and I went inside, and the guy still, he's my friend, John.
Yeah.
He didn't ignore me because I wasn't dressed up like a professional guy. I was just dressed up like a blue color, blue shirt. And he said, "Oh, are you willing to buy an apartment?" I said, "Yes." And I ended up buying a kind of a one bedroom and one den apartment.
Yeah.
And he said, "Give me $10,000 by end of this week, then this apartment is yours." And I was making about $8 an hour at the time, so I bought a new car at the time. So I sold my car within a couple of days, and I got the $10,000 and I gave it to this guy, and I bought a so crappy car for like I think $1,000. And after 3 years, they were completed that project. So I kept that apartment until I got a bill from a student loan, which your payment starts now. So I had to pay about $2,000 a month for 20 years because of the interest and all that. So I decided, my wife and I, we decided to kind of sell our apartment. So I sold that apartment and I paid off the student loan, and we just started all over again from renting
Yeah.
and all that. So
I mean, it worked out in a certain way.
yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot of people get scared right away. It's like, oh, do I need to take loans? Should I take loans? That's a question many people ask.
I think you have to take loans, otherwise it's pretty hard to studying and
It's difficult to balance,
yeah.
even if, working, like I myself too, I work full time and I study full time at the same time. And there are many times where I just look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm so deep into the education. It's too late to change it or turn back. I'm motivated about it. But obviously there are those days when you just, am I doing the right thing? Is all this going to be worth it at the end? How did you keep yourself motivated throughout the journey? Obviously, you're very passionate about that, and passion goes a long way. But were there days where you also looked, you're like, this is really difficult? Like, how did you just overcome that feeling?
Some days when I was doing when I was finishing work, and I think I was finishing work at around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I had to go back to school at 6:30.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't see my wife for a week or so because she was going to the school during the day, and then I was coming home like around 10, so we were kind of going to bed around 11, so it wasn't much time. Or sometimes when I was super tired and I was falling asleep during the class, but my wife, she was kind of pushing me as well. Sometimes I would say, okay, I want to take a break for a few months. But she was saying, no, you have to go to school. Education is good for you. It's kind of, alhamdulillah, it was a blast to have her in my life. And also the other motivation is because we came from an educated family as well.
Mhm.
So my dad, he has a master's degree, and then my aunt and all that. So because of the motivation I had when I was a kid or teenager, so one of my goals, one of my kind of passion was to get education. And I knew without education, you're going to be end up working in a fast food or restaurant or McDonald's. And because I was making a little money, and it was kind of hard for me as well to go to a school, because there were certain jobs I could do in the afternoon or evening time and make money. But I when I was thinking about the future, and in this country, honestly, you have to get education.
Yeah.
Without good education, you can't get a good job. So people are always asking about what type of degree do you have, or uh, you can be successful, but going to the fast food or other low pay jobs. But education is something you have to have. And when I was thinking having kids, if I would tell my kids one day go to a school, and when they would be saying, why you didn't go? So
Yeah.
the first thing I did when I get my degree or master's, I framed it and I put it on the wall for my kids. So they know I did my education. I went to a school in a pretty much almost impossible timing and challenging
Very
time.
hard
So
commitment,
it's
yeah.
now much easier for them to go to a school, get education. They don't have to pay for rent or anything. So this is a good opportunity for them to understand they have to get education
No,
and be
that's
successful.
mashallah. Lots of sacrifice throughout the journey.
Of course, yeah, lots. But you have to be determined. You have to be persistent. Uh, you have to know that you have to do your education. So your education come first. And other things come last or the second in your life.
Yeah.
If you have that goal, you always fix your work time based on your school time, and
Not the other way around.
not the other way around. So don't get a job first and then say, okay, oh, I can't go to school now because now it's clashing with my school time and all that. So always school education comes number one, and then the rest.
And that's it. That's really important, especially in day and age right now where even myself, whenever I talk to the youth, a lot of them are always confused or lost. They don't know what they want to do. They would all take 2, 3, 4, 5 years gap. I'll figure out what I want, but that's 4 or 5 years that just disappear.
Yeah.
You could finish a bachelor's in that time. You could be going to graduate school at that time, but just they're always so lost. Again, for you were kind of you were introduced to that kind of setting through your dad. You saw a little bit of architecture at a young age. It motivated you. Came from an educated family, but now let's say if it's someone that comes up to you and they really don't know what they should do. They graduated high school, they have good grades, and they ask you, brother, what's some guidance you could give me where I can find my passion? What would you tell them?
I think the best way is to do some volunteering in different profession. So, for example, don't just choose architecture because, I don't know, they sounds like good, or sounds like cool job, or sounds like designing and all that, or don't become a civil engineer because it has a name to it as an engineer and all that.
Yeah.
So do some volunteering work. For example, my son, he wants to become a physician or doctor, so I send him to a physician office for 4 months. So he was kind of experienced
with everything.
Get yourself familiar with the job.
Yeah.
And if you become an architect, do what I did. Even when I came here, I was just doing some volunteer work in architectural office, and I kind of decided, no, this job is actually really for me. I really like to do this job. So if you don't like it, that's just leave it. But if you like it, just go see it. So do some volunteer work, or nowadays, I think schools send you to do some work experience and all that.
Work experience, yeah.
So you have to see the work, you have to feel it, you have to have passion for it, because architecture is different. It's not like healthcare or fast food or restaurant jobs. So you don't talk to people a lot.
Yeah.
So sometimes, or most of the time, you're sitting by your computer doing Revit or some other software, and if you get more senior, probably you talk to owner or consultants or engineers. But for the first, I think, 5 years, you have to sit up by your computer and then just design and click, and you have to love it. And as I said, work experience, volunteer works, research about it. For example, architecture is when you're designing a building, and sometimes you have to make details, for example, door schedule for months. So if you're working on a schedule, for example, a hospital or mall, one person's doing the work for just coordinating the all type of window sizes and door sizes. Sometimes could be boring.
Yeah.
But as I said, you have to have a passion for it. But so actually, some people approached to me saying, I want to become an architect, but they had no understanding what architectural work is. So they thought it's just the designing. But at the end of the day, I think research is pretty important. Do some research and understand about
research, networking, talking to people.
Yeah, of course.
So you teach as well, as you said before. So what's some advice you'd give someone who, let's say, just graduated high school and they're looking into architecture? They don't know, they have good grades, of course, or maybe they think they have good grades. What advice would you give them? Since you teach, you probably have a better perspective of it all as well, right? So what qualities they should have, the passion, the drive, what requirements are needed, how long does it take?
Yeah, so I assume you live in British Columbia.
That's in British Columbia.
Yeah, so to start to become an architect, so there are 2 ways to become an architect. One, first you have to get your bachelor degree and then apply for master's, because you have to have master's in architecture in order to become an architect.
Yeah.
So there is a 4 years program to become to get your degree first, and then there is another 3 years or 4 years to get your master's. So that's going to be about
8 years.
8 years, and then you have to you have to do your internship. So it's another 3 years or 4 years to do your internship, and then you become an intern architect, and then you can become a registered architect. So at least it's going to take you about 10 years or maybe more, 12 years.
So as committed as becoming a doctor per se.
Yeah, so it's a long time to become an architect. So as I said, there are two ways. First, you apply for BCIT.
Yeah.
There is a good architecture program. There's a diploma, and then you can get your degree in building science. So once you have your 4 years degree, then you can apply to UBC or any other university to Canada, and then get your master's in architecture. Or if you're a student at UBC and you have your bachelor degree, if it's kind of related to architecture, for example, if it's electrician or something, I don't know if UBC offer electrician actually, but if a degree that kind of relates to building and engineering, or if you have a civil engineering degree, then you can apply for a master's in architecture at UBC. And then I believe it's a 3 years program. And then after your master's, so you have to go through the, again, internship, and then you become an architect. So I think you can start from BCIT or UBC, or if you have a degree from different universities, you can apply to UBC directly, and then you can get into master's program.
So give or take about 12 years until you're officially an architect.
Yeah, if you graduated from grade 12, maybe 10 to 12 years to become a registered.
That's someone who just graduated from here. And then for yourself, you had an extra couple years on top.
So I had to spend, I had to go
15, 16 years of studying.
Yeah, I did, as I said, 3-4 years prerequisites, and I did 8 years, got my master's. But I kind of skipped the internship program because when I was doing the BCIT program, actually I was able to get a job in architectural company, one of the architectural firms in Vancouver. And that was actually was a result of networking. So one day I was in one of the centers, and I was talking to a brother.
Yeah.
And then he was an architect, but he was working in an architectural office doing detailing. And so he was able to take me in, and I skipped that internship. When I applied for AIBC, Architecture Institute of Technology, British Columbia, they said because of the kind of those timing that I spent in those offices, I was kind of able to skip the last 3 or 4 years internship program. So
that's where a lot of people underestimate networking and talking and getting to know people, and
exactly,
it always goes a long way. You never know who you might bump into, where you'd be able to help them, or be able to help you, and that's always the beauty of it. We're all brothers and sisters at the end of the day. One last question I want to ask you today. This is a question that I personally really want to know. How has generative AI and artificial intelligence affect that profession right now? Is it affecting it? Is this profession still as fruitful as it was 10, 15 years ago without AI? Is it going to be affecting jobs? Do you know anything in terms of that kind of aspect?
Yeah, so AI, actually, it's a great opportunity now for someone that's looking into AI and architecture. I think it's a great opportunity. I mean, in terms of jobs and creation. I was invited in a seminar last month by City of Vancouver and also a couple other developers because the housing challenge in Vancouver. So if you're applying for a building permit, you have to go through many hoops. There is a building permit review process, and each trade they have to apply for their own permit, And even up when you're applying for a building permit, if you don't have a CP, then you have to go through the regular process. For example, if you're building a house or maybe 2, 3 floors of an apartment, so the developers, they don't really go through CP. They just want to apply a kind of regular process.
Yeah.
So a good friend of mine right now, he's helping the city of Vancouver with he's just generating an AI program. So you can upload your drawings to City of Vancouver website, I mean in the future, and then the AI will review the drawings for you. For example, calculates the exiting and the travel distance and the building heights and zonings and all that. So he's working on that. I know a couple other people working on AI to do a building code review for the drawings.
Yeah.
So I think slowly AI is getting into the reviewing process. But in terms of designing and architecture, you can design a building. For example, you can tell AI to design me, for example, 20 meters building, 5 stories, and all that, and they would just do it for you. So even before AI, we had some softwares, for example, Revit.
Okay.
You could set up that parameters, and then you can get the building. Yeah. So in the future, can you design by AI and not architects? Maybe.
Possibly.
It's like doing a surgery now. The robots doing surgery for you. What the doctor do? Doctor just maybe overseeing the process.
Or something, yeah.
But how creative the AI is, what the challenge is, or what's the site parameters we call it, how you're gonna deal with that, and then how you're gonna talk to the owner, how you hire engineers. So architecture, as I said, is not really about designing. So you coordinate between all the engineers. So for example, if electrician or electrical engineer designing something, an HVAC,
Yeah.
so you as an architect, you have to make sure that mechanical and electrical talk to each other.
Okay.
So a structural, he doesn't know about the design of how, for example, how heavy that HVAC unit is. So it's the architect's responsibility is to sign. We call it CRP, so Certified Registered Professional. So we coordinate all these
So like
engineers.
a manager per se.
Yeah. So we architect actually taking the responsibility
Okay.
and coordinates all these engineers or professionals. And if the building fails, so they sue the architects right away. So who's going to sue the AI? So is the AI going to take the responsibility? You cannot say, oh, the building collapsed because the AI designed it. So at the end of the day,
someone needs to be held responsible.
yeah, it's like a surgery. If doctors using robot, but still you have to use your stamp and taking
So
responsibility.
please use more as a tool, if anything, not as a finalization or
Yeah,
okay. So
I know AI is it's as I said, it's good for reviewing, but we as an architect, even before AI, for the last 10 years or so, we were using like so advanced programs that like a Revit, Rhino, or other programs, so that actually give us the different designs. But at the end of the day, it's the architects kind of say how he's going to change the shape of the building. So I think in that aspect.
So for those people that are kind of scared of saying, I don't want to get into this because, AI is going to take over. ChatGPT is going to take my job. I'm going to spend 12 years studying, 10 years studying, all of a sudden my job's gone. But it's that kind of shedding light in that kind of perspective as well. Someone needs to be held responsible. You're not just the architect. You're kind of a manager that oversees everybody and connects everybody together. So that's kind of a role that's hard to replace.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just a responsibility as well. I think you can kind of replace the computer software for if something goes wrong, and you can't really have them to be responsible.
Yeah,
to design.
You send ChatGPT a message, it's gonna say, you used me, you put in the code.
Exactly.
Alhamdulillah. Again, your story was very inspiring. I feel motivated personally after hearing your story and your experiences. And we went through again, compared to what I'm going through, I'm having it easy right now. You went through the real challenge. For me, that was like, okay, mine is a walk in the park compared to what you had. And alhamdulillah, mashallah, I'm happy I had the opportunity to sit down and talk to you and get all that experience and hopefully push me forward and hopefully push our viewers forward as well to feel motivated. At the end of the day, there's going to be days you're going to feel low and you're not going to feel motivated, but just have that drive. At the end of the day, there's the light at the end of the tunnel. And if you work hard enough, you'll achieve that light and inshallah you'll be successful and obviously have that CP. So always make sure go through that as well. Is there anything else you'd like to add on top?
No, I just want to thank you for your team to making an effort, and inshallah we see more programs like this in the future.
Inshallah. And one last piece of advice to give our viewers. So if there's any piece of advice you'd like to give.
Don't think marriage that's gonna kind of make you don't reach your goals or make you kind of give up your passion. So it was really, as I said, my wife was helping me through this journey, and without her, I don't think I was able to become who I am right now. So get married, and I'm pretty sure you, as a husband or wife, gonna help each other to reach out your goals.
So for all the young bachelors, you heard it first.
Yeah.
But don't come after him if it doesn't work out. Alhamdulillah, thank you guys for listening in today. Inshallah, we look forward to having more guests come up here and tell their stories and their experiences. If you are interested in coming on the podcast, feel free to contact us as well. We'd love to sit down and hear your story and your experience and your career path. And inshallah, you'd be able to enlighten our heart, enlighten our pathways as well, and motivate us into achieving our goals. Thank you guys for joining in today. Inshallah, we will look forward to having you guys join us again next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, brother.